growing need for people in our for our industry, which is the concrete and concrete products industry. Sometimes I call it the heavy construction materials business. My background was almost 40 years, primarily in Portland cement. That was my area specialty, and that's what I did. I basically worked for two different companies. That the second company got bought out 3 times, but and got a little bigger every time. But the huge need for hiring in these companies now, because really, been very honestly, you know, through the 80s and 90s, which were great years of consolidation. There was a huge amount of buyouts, and things got smaller. When I was a young man, and I first associated myself when I first got involved with the Portland Cement Association, there was 61 cement companies operating in the United States. Today there's I think 16, and almost all of them are multinational companies. So all of those companies and all of the people did a terrible job, in my opinion, and I'm agreed with a lot of people. We didn't replace ourselves. The need for doing that, I mean, we geared up big time in the late 60s and early 70s with young people coming out of the military particularly, so you were a little bit older, and so many of the industry executives that were my contemporaries, and still a lot of them are available, still some of the younger ones are still working today, were people that got an education and served in the military and were veterans. That doesn't necessarily happen anymore. So we really have, the whole theme behind the CIM movement was to develop a specialty degree that was designed for the concrete industry, the very broad concrete industry, for young men and women that wanted to work specifically in that industry. And so we've designed, and over the years we've tweaked the course content, but it still has the basic concept of having very thorough courses in the materials part of our industry, is coupled with the business aspects that gives them a good knowledge. I had a lot of knowledgeable people that have hired our students make the comment that your graduates have as much as a 5-year leg up on somebody that didn't study this, that we're hiring as an entry-level management training person. So I'm really proud of that, and it's evidenced also by the progress of promotions that we've watched from our earliest graduates. We've had graduates now since 2009, and you know, I watched some of these really bright young people that went to work, and they listened to what myself and others told them. And we have an industry, and I tell them the most important thing when they walk out the door, that it's not so much about that you have this degree to wave in your hand, although you need to be proud of that. It's mostly about work ethic and good attitude. And if you go to work doing that, you're going to do a good job, and people are going to like you, and you're going to have more opportunity than just sitting back waiting for somebody to tell you what to do. We didn't replace ourselves, and now we're in an industry that a lot of people like myself got old, and now there's almost a panic to be able to hire, and everybody, and with the growing need, and as I mentioned earlier about the current state of the construction and concrete business throughout this country, and the needs of building infrastructure and homes and businesses and institutions and everything else that takes concrete, which is everything, all of a sudden this demand is something, and people are tooling up again. And again, the U.S. News and World Report, backed up by government data that was just published last week, is that this industry is going to be the largest growing industry in the next 10 years. That's pretty significant, and I'm happy about that.